While we're here on that, what exactly are people of color? I was taught growing up that if I was called a colored, that's racist. Now I'm having to relearn that I can't be called colored, but I can be called a person of color. So, colored wrong, person of color right. And I'm going to keep coming back to this because I think it's extremely dismissive of this melting pot of ethnic groups that we have in the great United States of America to just throw these rich cultures into POC. When I hear POC, I think piece of crap, not person of color. Oh, well. Maybe we got something there. Maybe that's why we POC. Because some think we may be pieces of crap, right? But no. On a serious note, I don't like it. And I don't like it because I don't think there is common ground amongst people of color. But I think the common ground that is perceived to be understood by all people of color isn't. And I think that it creates a like a acceptable division of the whites versus everyone else. And maybe that's the intent. I don't know. But it pretty much says, okay, all of you, all y'all together. Now us over here, we're together. Was minorities not good enough, or was minorities not specific enough, or has the minority group changed, or I don't kind of just talking here, but it's just kind of weird to me. Like, what's wrong with referring to these people as Black Americans, these people as Nigerian Americans, these people as Haitian Americans, these people as Mexican Americans, Guatemalan Americans, Salvadoran Americans, Chinese Americans. You know what I mean? Canadian Americans, Irish Americans, German Americans. What exactly is wrong with that, you know? Filipino Americans. No API. And I guess if you want to be a Latin American, you can be a Latin American. If you want to be a Middle Eastern American, you can be a Middle Eastern American. If you want to be an Asian American, you can be an Asian American. If you want to be an African American and you're from that continent, then you can be an African American. I don't. What's wrong with keeping these groups separate but equal? That's something that we used to live on, right? Separate but equal. That was social. That was acceptable around here. Separate but equal. Why can't we go back to that? Because when you say, "Oh, the people of color in this country, they are worried about this," and I go, well, if you think about the people of color in the hood, we all got different plights. Yeah, I got different plights, and putting us in the same group it's like putting saltwater fish and freshwater fish in the same body of water. Somebody's gonna die because they think their natural environment. And when I talk about the people, I don't mean that a person is going to actually die, but I mean a narrative. I mean an agenda. I mean points of view. I mean perspective is going to die. But what we can do is if we really want to become this melting pot that is America, we can all just melt together. And guess what? We'll all be people of color. We'll look alike. We'll talk similar. We'll have varied backgrounds that we don't understand. And then we won't have these mixing in terms, and the confusion will just be classified by our social economic class or our socioeconomic class, which honestly I think is probably the best. Yeah, the best way to categorize people because that's kind of where their priorities land is what can I afford? Where do I live? Yeah. So get, in your region, socioeconomic class probably get you a lot further in understanding where somebody's coming from than their color. But what do I know? I'm just a big baby.